Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm coming at you with another podcast, and I decided to do a podcast because podcasts I find are very quick, easy. Sometimes it could be short, sweet, and to the point, and sometimes I can talk for hours upon hours, and I just feel very comfortable doing a podcast. And it does take away from the nitty-gritty of setting up, lights, cameras, the tripod, and everything in between and all that jazz. So today I wanted to talk about this particular thing that I saw on TikTok. And there is kind of a trend on TikTok where people are giving their opinions of who they cast or what they think their dream cast for certain movies, childhood movies, Disney movies, and everything like that. So this particular one was about The Princess and the Frog from Disney. And someone said to play Tiana should be China Anne McClain. Now, I went in that comment section and I said, you know what? I don't agree with that. I feel like not necessarily China Anne McClain or not China Anne McClain at all. Or other people have said Zendaya, and I don't believe her either. And I'm going to get into that why in a little bit. I believe that it should be either Normani, Ryan Destiny. Some people were even saying Kiki Palmer. And from the responses that I got, a lot of people seem to agree that it definitely should be Normani, Ryan Destiny, or a Kiki Palmer type. But what I've noticed is that there were people in the comments section agreeing that no, it should be China Anne McClain or it should be Zendaya. And the problem I have with this, now granted, there are people who have said the reason it should be China was because her voice fits or because, she worked with Disney, she was on Descendants, and that it should be Zendaya because the people posting were probably 13 and under kids or kids under the age of 17 who only see the Zendayas and the China Anne McClains on Disney. So to them, it's just, oh, she worked with Disney. She's worked with Disney. She's Black. We know her. We love her. Let's just put her in. And they really probably don't know the real reason why this would not work. A lot of people, and first of all, I'm not going to be surprised by this, but I don't find it surprising that some of these women who were saying that it should be China Anne McClain or Zendaya were white or mixed women or other lighter skinned women. I'm not really surprised at that because sometimes it's a case of they just want their faves to play their faves and they just know that these women are Black. Well, Zendaya is biracial, but still. And this is nothing against China Anne McClain or Zendaya, but it just doesn't mean that they're right for the role. And the problem I have with this is that this is what happens if we were definitely just to leave the decision making of certain casting to non-Black or non-dark skinned people. And this is not to be divisive. This is just to show Tiana is the first and only Black Disney princess we have, okay? Say what you want about her being a frog for half the movie. We actually got a little bit good representation. And as I covered in my video, how Black women and people sabotage their own promotion, where people said that Anika Nani Rose should reprise her role as Tiana if there were to be a live action. And the reason I had a problem with that was Tiana was supposed to be a 19-year-old, 20-year-old woman. So she's supposed to be fairly young. So what I find funny is that why are we getting the 40, 50 plus actress to play a 20 year old woman? And look, I understand. I know Black don't crack, but come on now. Come on now. This is another reason we have an opportunity to put out, dark and showcase and properly, correctively promote and represent dark skin and brown skin women where we often don't see us in certain roles like the princess. And what I find very funny was that some of the same people who I guarantee did not like that Halle Bailey was going to play Ariel are the same ones, or some of the same ones, saying that it should be Zendaya or China Anne McClain to play Tiana. So the lighter skinned or brown skinned woman, even if you just only know them from Disney and you love them, those are the ones that should play the dark skinned, brown skinned princess. Like you can't find any other dark skinned or brown skinned woman to play her. Now, like I said, there were more people agreeing with me. I had over 3,000 likes as of the time I posted it. As of this video, I have over 3,000, probably almost 4,000 likes on a comment that I posted saying not China and McClain, but definitely Normani or Ryan Destiny. And, I had other people saying, no, it shouldn't be Ryan Destiny, or it shouldn't be Normani because Normani can't act, but China and McClain, well, she can act, she can sing, but that doesn't mean she's right for the role. And this is why and it's what I even found funny and very disappointing is that some of the people who are cheering on and saying China should play a dark skin black princess were other brown and dark skinned black girls. And I'm not surprised that these girls are so young. I just attribute it to them, being young, naive, not understanding how, the promotion and corrective promotion really works. But I honestly just feel like this is how they sabotage their own promotion. This is how you sabotage and, you set your own corrective promotion back. Then a few years later, you're talking about, well, where is the dark skin, brown skin corrective promotion? I don't see it. We're always either in these unrespective or, irrespective roles, or we're not being represented at all. Well, here was your chance to do it and you completely sabotaged it. And again, I do attribute it to their age and some level of ignorance and being uneducated. So I'm not going to get 100% completely on these girls for just not knowing or thinking better, because they probably watch Disney, and the main or only black females that they see on that show or on that channel are not usually dark skin or dark skin in leads. And I've seen people saying other videos on TikTok saying it should be Jennifer Hudson playing Tiana. Yes, we know she can sing, we know she can act, but she may not have the look. Again, it's either some people are either saying let's get the light skin, biracial, racially ambiguous, one dropper black person just because we know that they exist and that they're black and we love them, or let's get the 40, 50 plus year old dark skinned woman to play her. And I felt like the ones calling for Ryan Destiny, at first I didn't think about Ryan Destiny, but we know she can sing, we know she can act, and you know what, she's beautiful brown skin, and you know what, she could fit the part. Also, I think this would be good for Normani because it gets people a chance to see her, and she's exceptionally gorgeous. She's beautiful. Okay, so we know she can sing, we don't know if she can act, but that doesn't mean she can't get work. But still, the whole point is, I find it funny how it's that, Halle Bailey can't play Ariel because that's not their Ariel, and we have to stick to Tiana. But like I said in my Little Mermaids video, it's funny how Lizzo, like Chrissy said, Lizzo can play Ursula, and that doesn't take away from the source material or the original format. But when you put Halle Bailey in Ariel's shoes, then that takes away from the format, the original format. And another thing too, Chrissy talked about this in one video about representation, and she said suddenly skin tone and resemblance matters when it's a black woman playing a supposedly white female character. But it never mattered when it's a lighter skinned person playing the pretty little princess. It doesn't matter because to them, as long as they're black, right? I will say this. Some part of me feels like sometimes they kind of go off controversy for the sake of likes, clicks, views, clickbait. And, sometimes it gets people talking about their stuff. And I feel like sometimes people do it to intentionally get under the skin of black people and black women, because we saw how when Wreck-It Ralph 2 came out, or the trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2 came out, and black women and black people, even Anika Nani Rose, who originally voiced Tiana in the animated version of The Princess and the Frog, she came out, and other black people, well, mainly other black and dark-skinned black women came out to say that, they're slowly but surely erasing us. We finally get a black princess, not even just a black princess, but a dark-skinned, unambiguously black princess, gorgeous, right? And here you are trying to slowly but surely erase her. And it's like that was the step towards whitewashing. And here, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Pixar, they went back to the drawing board. And I heard they actually did this with the original movie in Disney, where they had to go back to the drawing board a couple of times because of call outs and comments about racial insensitivity. So a lot of that, I feel like sometimes, like Lovely T has said, it seems like people are trying to sell movies or market movies and a lot of things based on controversy and outrage than actually putting in the effort to just get it right the first time. And you know what? I have to say this. Sometimes that could be our fault a little bit, because if we kind of pay attention to some of this stuff, especially as early as it comes, we wouldn't have to be so outraged. And this is why I think we need more than just one black princess of all different shades. But I also do believe, don't try to erase our image, especially as dark and brown skinned black women. And this is why we need more representation, more corrective and proper representation as dark and brown skinned black women, because this is what happens when you have a tokenized character. Now it's okay, we'll just get any black person to play her. Like, no, 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 no. No, we're not going to do that. What I also find funny is that everybody else can get their parts right, especially for the white roles. They can get those parts right, or they want those parts right or done right. But when it comes to black roles, you can't get the quote unquote right person for the job. And the reason I say that in quotes is because, we don't come in all one shade. I don't know who needs to hear that, but I feel like that should be well known. We don't all come in one shade. So when I see people saying, oh no, China Anne McClain to play her, well, she's black, so, but Tiana's dark skinned. Like, this is no offense to China or Zendaya. I love them both. And I understand why some people may choose them because, again, they're on Disney. People watch Disney. They know them as those black actresses from Disney. And they're very popular, especially Zendaya. But that doesn't mean they're right to play the role. And I do think sometimes that's the case with Hollywood and casting. They'll just put out whatever black person or person who is even half black, drop black, looks, certain to a certain level, ambiguously black. They'll just take that person and just drop them in. And sometimes, even when it is a dark skinned person or unambiguous brown or dark skinned person, that doesn't necessarily mean they're also age appropriate to play the role. And again, I know black don't crack, okay? We know black don't crack, but that doesn't mean the 40, 56-year-old woman is going to pass for the 19-year-old, 20-year-old woman. And remember, these picks are kind of subjective, I mean, because these people are not like at Disney. These are their opinions, but at the same time, I find it problematic because we know how sometimes, certain industries can be when it comes to casting. And sometimes they definitely either put us in the not so very respective roles, or they just, when these roles are meant for us, they don't put the right colored people, basically telling us you don't want an unambiguously or racially unambiguous black or dark skinned black woman. So sometimes it feels like a slap to the face, and what sometimes Tyler the Creator calls a backhanded compliment. Oh, well, we gave you your Black Princess the animated. We're just going to pick a lighter skinned black person. She's still black, so we're going to pick her to play the princess. But that doesn't mean it's good promotion, especially in a live action. And I know what some people are going to say, Disney needs to stop making these live actions. I have no problem with the live actions because in some cases it gives Disney, or it gives them the chance to correct or right some wrongs that existed in the previous. So some things that existed in Aladdin back in 1992 could not pass today, so they tried to correct that in the live action. So say what you want about that, about the live actions just being cash grabs, which I can understand they can be, they are, but at the same time, I also do think that it gives them the opportunity to correct the wrong. So this generation can look at that and in some cases even make comparisons to the old and new. And so maybe if we've come a long way, or if we come far since, back then. So anyway, thank you for tuning into this video. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on all social media, including TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and I hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!